Hey, welcome to our last Facebook cover image to design, and let's take a new file 702 and 630, and the resolution would be the 144, and let's drag a guideline from the top bar and one from the sidebar and make it snap it to the center. And let's take the ellipse tool from the rectangular shape and draw and drag a ellipse tool, a round shape. And let's make it fill color to gray. Let's take the top side, select the direct selection tool from the toolbar and select the top bar, make it upper, and select the bottom bar, make it more downward, so the shape would look quite banded. And let's make a copy of this shape by dragging to the bottom, create new layer. You would have a copy. And now let's select the move tool, move it little bit left hand side, and let's fill it with the another blue color. Let's bring this layer to downward, so we would see the color differences. Let's select the move tool and move it to inside. Let's zoom in and keep selecting that ellipse one copy, and select the move tool and move it to little bit in the right hand side. Let's make another copy of this ellipse shape, and let's make this color to be a more less bright. Take it to 50%, and select the move tool in order to reposition of this new shape, the ellipse one coffee too. Let's bring the image from the image folder, convert it to the smart object, and drag and drop it to our main document. Press Ctrl or Command T in order to transform this image. While transforming, make sure you have hold down the Shift and Alt key from the keyboard, and make sure that this image is top of the ellipse one shape. Click the mouse right button and select Create Clipping Mask, and again Command or Ctrl T in order to transform this image layer, and this image layer would be clipped inside the ellipse one shape. And now let's bring the background image from the image folder, convert to smart object, and let's take this image to our main document and drag this layer to bottom layer, just above of the background images. And let's transform this background image by pressing Ctrl or Command T from keyboard, and let's position it. Click OK in order to accept the modification. And now let's press T from the keyboard or select the T from the toolbox in order to write the text, and write do you want to. Select the move tool to reposition this text. Take the click again the T in order to write another text layer, another text line, and write the start a business. Select the move tool and reposition this text layer, the start a business. Select the business only, and let's increase the size of the selected business to 85. Select OK. let's again reposition this layer by selecting the move tool. In little bit right hand side, this text layer, bring the do you want to as well, and let's decrease the size of do you want to text layer. Let's reposition it, and we make another line of the text by pressing T from the keyboard. We can help you, and write we can help you, and let's decrease the size of this text to 35. Let's make it 40. Select the move tool from the toolbox and reposition this text layer. We can help you, and let's move this guideline, move this guide toward left. Let's bring the custom shape from the click and hold the rectangular shape and select custom shape. From there, select the message icon, the one looking like an envelope. Let's bring another guideline from the left side. Again, select that shape, custom shape, and drag and draw a envelope icon. This is the message icon. Make the fill color to black, and no border color will be there. No border will be. And let's select again the custom shape and select from there the telephone. Let's drag and draw a telephone icon. Now let's select this shape number 2, and bring it to up, and take the message icon to down, and let's select this both shape by holding command key or control key from the keyboard, and change the fill color to black. Let's take the globe icon from the custom shape and drag a globe icon inside this row, this column. Let's reposition it by pressing the move tool, or press B key from the keyboard. Let's reposition that do you want to, then start a business. Select the start a business layer from the layer panel, and let's select the we can help you and move this one to reposition it. Now let's select all of these 3 shape, the icon shape, and let's take it to upward all together while all of these 3 icons are selected, and let's press Ctrl and Command T in order to downsize this 3 shape icon. Let's reposition it by pressing B key from the keyboard or selecting the move key tool, and now let's select the text tool, the type tool from the toolbar, or press T key from keyboard and type this telephone number. Let's take the another type tool and write the another text line opposite of the message icon. Write your email address, myname@gmail.com, and let's decrease the size of this email address, email text, to 31. Let's make it to 27 for this email address. And now let's we make the another text layer by pressing alt or option key from the keyboard and drag it, so you would have another new layer. Let's double click on that layer and start writing the web address www.mybusiness.com. And let's select this all these three shape icon by holding command key and reposition it by pressing V key or selecting the move tool. Let's select the phone number and reposition it and decrease the size of the text. Let's select the email text and increase little bit, increase the few pixel of this text layer. Let's select the web address text layer. Let's select the do you want to, and we will apply a style, a layer style on the do you want to. Let's select the start a business and we apply the another layer style on this text start a business. And that's it, we have now another and the last awesome Facebook cover image. And thanks to all of you who have seen all this lecture from 1 to 10. Thank you.